So today we have a few interesting stories to get into with Santino Marella's daughter, Bianca, Shayna Baszler opening up with the Lilly storyline, Vince McMahon's rare appearance, and more. Let's start things off with Santino Marella's daughter, Bianca. Bianca first went viral not that long ago after Santino Marella took to Twitter to directly tweet at Triple H and Stephanie McMahon about how she's ready and how WWE needs to give her a chance. The post went extremely viral. Some fans even had no idea that Santino Marella had a daughter in her early 20s that was training to be a pro wrestler. So Santino's post really helped introduce Bianca to an even bigger audience of fans that were completely unaware about her. Well, Bianca is back in the headlines after an amazing new interview with Chris Van Vliet. Bianca opened up about a lot of interesting topics and even explained how her WWE tryout went as well. She had this to say on her feedback they gave to her. A lot of it was keep working and get more experience. I know my mic skills are pretty solid. It was really just the wrestling aspect of things, just to get more comfortable with the wrestling aspect of things. Unfortunately, though, because of the pandemic, that got put on pause for me, which was unfortunate. Last year when it hit, I had so many matches lined up. It was unfortunate that it happened, so I had to find other ways to improve. I studied my own matches, stayed in shape, and thought of ways to rebrand myself. Bianca also spoke with Spencer Love back in May and revealed some more info from that 2019 tryout back then. I think at that point I'd had 13 matches. I was extremely green, but at the same time I was working out every single day. I was preparing for this. I was eating very clean. I've been trying different diets for a year. My mind was 100%. Let's go, let's do this. And I knew, okay, maybe I'm not going to be the best wrestler, but you know what? I'm good on the mic and I'm willing to put in the work. For me, I was kind of hoping they would see, oh wow, she really works hard. She doesn't give up. I know a lot of the stuff that they do in tryouts is meant to wear you down to see mentally how strong you are. That was my biggest thing, was I wanted to show my mental strength. I wanted to show my toughness, that you make me run until I throw up, and I will throw up, and I will keep on running. You're gonna have to call an ambulance before I stopped running. That was what I wanted to show. That animal inside. So if there's anything to take from these new interviews from Bianca, it's that she's extremely passionate about being a second-generation superstar and is willing to give her all. Bianca also seems to speak very highly on her mic skills as well, which is another great thing. There's been a lot of great superstars in the past that have really gone far because of their amazing mic skills. So if Bianca can truly bring it on the mic like they all did, then great things are on the horizon for sure. Another great thing about these generational wrestlers coming up right now in their early 20s is that they have their father, their mother, or whoever else in their family to train them and get advice from. That's why the potential and expectations for someone like Dominic Mysterio is so high, because his legendary father is also his trainer. So same sort of thing for Bianca. Her source of everything wrestling related comes right from her own father. There's even been cases where the child surpasses the success of their parent in the wrestling industry. Perfect example of that would be Carmella and her father. Carmella is a former world champion, multiple Money in the Bank wins, and so much more, while her father wasn't really able to break into the world title picture during his career. But is it harder for a generational superstar at the same time as well? Well, yeah, if you're coming from a wrestling family, you're instantly going to be compared to them, and everyone is going to have high expectations for you compared to a fresh wrestler that has no wrestling family background. So you do have an extra chip on your shoulder, but like we've seen with generational superstars like Charlotte, some of them do live up and even surpass the expectations. So we're wishing Bianca the best, and hopefully we do see her inside of the WWE ring here in the near future. The Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler storyline has been all over the headlines lately and has been the talk online for several weeks now. There's just been this large group of fans online that trashed everything that happened with Alexa Bliss, Shayna, and Lilly. The overall backstory with everything for Alexa versus Shayna has been more on the weaker side, and obviously, it seems like the feud is over now since the Money in the Bank match is coming up. But the fans' main issue was some of the things that happened between Shayna and Lilly. Fans also compared NXT Shayna to current day Shayna. NXT Shayna was the absolute brutal force in the ring. She wasn't going down easily and was nearly impossible to defeat for a majority of the time. Current day Shayna Baszler just finished losing to Reginald and basically continues to get pinned on a weekly basis on Raw. So what they had Shayna doing for the Lilly storyline and all the constant losses have been the talk online for a while now. Shayna Baszler recently spoke with Sports Illustrated and discussed some of the recent things that have been discussed online. Shayna had this to say: "It's always been a constant juggling act, and that's not just on Raw. That's also been the case in my time in NXT and the Indies. I come from a very old school professional wrestling tradition. Josh Barnett and Billy Robinson were my main coaches, and they're really, really old school. Back in Billy's day, the wrestling mentality was that you were going to beat someone in the ring until people believed you could beat them out on the street. It was a very different mindset, and that's just not how professional wrestling is presented today. It's been a juggling act to stay true to my martial lineage in professional wrestling. That style I bring where people believe what I do. It's two-sided, it's special. There are wrestlers that work for 20 years to build that legitimacy in the eyes of the fans, and I have it when I come through the curtain. It's also a curse. Not everyone on the roster knows how to deal with that style and mindset. I hope Billy would be understanding that I'm trying to do this balancing act between my old school, pure wrestling style and the way it's presented on TV today. I need to show that I can be counted on to nail whatever it is I'm being asked to do. It's easy to be a badass tyrant like I was in NXT. I can totally fit that role. After establishing myself as that, it's important to show I can cover a wide range of what professional wrestling is today. It's like music. Some people like country, some like heavy metal. Not everything is for everyone, so I understand why some people roll their eyes when I do comedy, but I'm established as what I am. All it takes is one sentence from a promo delivered properly. I am a legitimate badass. That's always there for me. I'm glad I can be on Raw and show a wider range." So everything Shayna said was true. Obviously, the supernatural storylines are not going to be for everyone. Some fans love them, some fans don't ever want to see them again, so there's always going to be a split there. But it looks like Shayna sees no problem with these new roles and story because it allows her to showcase her range as not only a wrestler, but a sports entertainer as well. Vince McMahon went viral this week after making an extremely rare public appearance. Vince McMahon appeared at one of Dave Chappelle's shows over the weekend. McMahon posed with comedian Donald Rawlings backstage at the show. Stephanie McMahon was also spotted in the background. But the picture of Vince McMahon just went viral since we don't really see the chairman out and about so often. So it was something out of the ordinary for him. But what are your thoughts on today's wrestling news? Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.